Well, good morning to you and welcome to Still Up with 6, where the conversation continues and we answer your questions in real time. Joining us from home for week 4, can you believe it, Chris? I'm starting to feel like I forgot what things felt like, what normal was like back in the day as we enter week 4 of social distancing and you working from home.
Yeah, good morning to you, Heidi. It certainly does feel like we're getting used to this normal now, and I know that plenty of people right now tuning in to get their questions answered. Good morning to you, Thomas. A lot of questions will be coming in certainly about the stimulus check. So if you have questions about the stimulus checks or anything else, but I know that a lot of people are getting their stimulus checks this week or have already gotten them. Some of you even told me that you had it hit your account this morning. So maybe check right now if you have a direct deposit set up, check to see if you got your stimulus check this morning. But Heidi, let's go through the numbers like we do every single morning.
All right, let's start off with Brazos County. They had 26 new cases confirmed since Friday morning. Of course, that's the last time we checked in with everyone at home. That brings their total to 140 cases. The county also reported its 11th death over the weekend as well, so that is new information over the weekend. Meanwhile, Bell County confirmed 7 new cases. Their total is now at 91. Waco-McLennan County has 71 cases. They reported 2 new cases over the weekend. So that is the latest in numbers. And we told you guys this beforehand. I know a lot of people are probably thinking, wow, those numbers are going up. I will tell you they will continue to go up as more people get tested, as more people show symptoms. Again, it does take 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks to show symptoms. So that's something to keep in mind for anyone who is kind of looking at these numbers and starting to feel scared. Just know this is predictable. We can predict that more cases will be reported as more people get tested.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk stimulus checks this morning. People have been asking me some different questions about it. I covered some of them this morning in Verify. Now remember, your stimulus income is based on your latest tax filing. If you haven't filed your 2019 taxes, they're going to base it on what you put in 2018. They're saying if you have direct deposit, you should be getting the checks in your bank account by Wednesday. So that's the day that you should be receiving it by if you haven't received it already. Let's see. When will people to change direct deposit information? Where do you go to change your direct deposit information? Okay, Melissa, good question. We covered this on Verify this morning, but I'm sure plenty of people weren't awake to check that out. I can tell you this, Melissa. Yeah. Okay, we've dropped a link here. You can also head to irs.gov/coronavirus. That'll lead you through the process of changing your direct deposit information.
And of course, this is going to come in waves. We do want to remind people that because, Chris, you mentioned that people have already informed you that they do have their stimulus check already direct deposited into their account. Just know that it's going to come in waves. Some people got it as early as Friday. Others will get it coming up this week, this Wednesday. So it's happening in waves, and that's something to note. So just be patient as the IRS is, or government is actually distributing that money.
Yeah, I need to address this comment here by Hector, and I'm sure it's just something that he's been told, and I know that there's a lot of misinformation out there. But he said we should have been told it's coming out of 21 taxes and given an option to decline. Hector, that's not true. I know that's a claim that's circulating right now. This is not taxable income. This is not being considered a salary. This is not being considered income. It will not come out of your future taxes. You will not have to pay it back, despite so many different claims right now online. And this claim is popping up in a variety of different ways. Sometimes it comes up with the way that Hector just mentioned, that it's going to come out of your 21 taxes. Sometimes they say when this is all said and done, you're going to have to pay it back. None of those claims are true. Consider what we're getting right now. A free check, free money, just as if you found $1,200 on the street. That's what this is. It is not taxable income. So the idea that this is coming out of future tax returns is absolutely not true, Hector. But I know that you've probably heard that somewhere and someone convinced you that was true, and I don't blame you. I know it's hard to know what is true and what's not, but I would like to clear that up for you this morning. That absolutely is not true. It is not being considered taxable income, and any claim that you see right now online that is saying that it will be taxed is absolutely false. So just don't share it, because I know a lot of people are disappointed in this, and people have commented on multiple posts on our Facebook page about the stimulus check, claiming that it's going to be taxed, and people fall for it.
Victoria, good morning to you. Good morning to you, Brandon. Yeah, we want to thank everyone who's joined us this morning. Continue to drop in your comments and your questions, because we are trying to answer as many as we can. in real time this morning, and of course if we don't have an answer we will get back to you. But it's really important to spread the truth online right now, and like Hector's comment, I'm glad you were able to verify that's not true, Chris. Again, continue weighing in, and Adam is responding actually to Melissa saying Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday is going to be the day when a lot of Americans, tens of thousands of Americans, are expecting that stimulus check to hit their bank account via direct deposit. And again, if you don't have direct deposit on file due to your taxes, you will get a paper check. So keep in mind, those are going to come out a little bit later than direct deposits, but it is on the way. Relief is on the way.
Yeah, absolutely, Heidi. Let's talk about those paper checks, because right now we're being told that those will not start going out. You won't start receiving those until about mid-May. So for those of you who filed your taxes through the mail, don't have your direct deposit information set up, those paper checks will be being sent out by May. So relief will be a little bit delayed for you, but have no fear. If you're seeing other people get those checks, there's a reason for that. Now let's start answering some questions. What about if you get your return on HR Block Emerald card? Well, if HR Block Emerald card is a credit card, I assume, or a debit card or an account, that's how you will receive it. So if that's your specific credit or debit card and that's the information that's on your taxes right now, that is the account that you will receive it back on. When is the final checks will be deposited? Well, the timeline right now, Robbie, is a little bit uncertain depending on your situation. I'll let you know that the Wednesday is when a lot of people, by Wednesday, if not already, by Wednesday, people with direct deposit setup will receive their check, and then the timelines vary from situation to situation depending on how you filed your taxes.
And Thomas has said, I got my check through Jackson Hewitt card. So yeah, we're already seeing people here in Central Texas who have had that check delivered to them, direct deposit. So like you mentioned, Chris, that paper check is expected to hit sometime in early May. We've got all the information right there on your screen. But again, this Wednesday is going to be a big day for Americans.
Yeah, Heidi, I want to jump in here real quick because this question from Susie is something that I really want to address. She said, can you verify bank info to get the check? Okay, Susie, good question. If you're getting texts or emails or phone calls, hey, you need to verify your information in order to get that check, I want to remind you, these are scammers. There are people out there trying to take advantage of this opportunity. If someone reaches out to you to say you need to verify your information before you receive your check, absolutely do not do it. It is a scam 100% of the time. The IRS will not reach out to you directly to have you verify that information. That information already exists on their files. So, Susie, if someone has reached out to you saying you need to verify your bank information to get the check, don't fall for it. I know that some of these things look very, very legitimate. Some of these things look very believable, but no one will be reaching out to you to verify your bank information. Certainly the IRS won't be sending you text messages, emails, anything like that. Any official correspondence from the IRS is going to come through the USPS.
Chris, we're getting a lot of comments here, a lot of things that you've actually verified. If you want to just run through these questions real fast and answer them. People on Social Security will be getting a check. Chris, you can go ahead and continue with those. I know we're getting a lot of questions that you have verified in the past.
Okay, yeah, let me fire through these real quick because a lot of great questions coming in. Will people on Social Security get one? Yes, Cindy. Depending on how you get your normal Social Security benefits, whether that's direct deposit or in the mail, that will be the way that you receive this check, but you absolutely will get one. What about the non-filers? It depends on your situation, but you will be eligible as well, and you will get it the way you get your normal benefits. Thomas says, I owe back child support. Depending on how much you owe, Thomas, you might not be getting this stimulus check, and I'll tell you why. This is the only, back child support is the only thing that the government has said they will withhold the stimulus check for, which brings me to the next question from Jennifer, which is a good question. If we have filed taxes but have owed, will we still get our check deposited and direct deposited? Yes, Jennifer, I can tell you that if you owe back taxes, they will not withhold this stimulus check. The only thing they are withholding the stimulus check for is back child support. So your debts don't matter, your back taxes don't matter right now. You'll still get that check. But if you owe back child support, like Thomas said he does, yes, you will be getting some of that withheld depending on how much you owe. Retired from the military, yes, you will get that. What if I filed for my 18-year-old daughter and used the same bank account I used for mine? Well, if you're talking about dependents, a dependent would have to be under the age of 17, so I'm not... Well, Matt Iyer saying the newscaster would portray a good Pinocchio. I'm not sure if that's a reference to something you don't believe, but Matt, you are certainly welcome to get off this feed if that's the kind of comment you're going to leave. What about military survivors? I assume you mean you're on military or veteran benefits. You also will receive the stimulus check.
Linda says you have to file for both 2018 and 2019 taxes. No, if you haven't filed yet, I believe, Chris, if this is correct, correct me if this is wrong. Linda, if you filed for 2018, you don't have to file to get this check. What's going to happen is they're just going to base the information from your 2018 taxes or 2017 taxes in order to give you that direct deposit.
Yeah, absolutely. That information will be based on the latest information about, so whatever your last tax filing is, they'll take the information from that. So if you haven't filed in 2019, they'll take your 2018 information. SSI, it's another good question. I've gotten this quite a bit. You are eligible for this stimulus check. If you're married and your spouse owes child support, will they keep all of it or just his part? Donna, if you are owed child support, this will not affect you whatsoever, but I can tell you there is some good news. According to the Attorney General's office, they are going to do their best to divert the stimulus check from the person who owes child support to the person that is owed.
Cindy saying, what about 17-year-olds still in school with no income? Was 16 in 2019. You'll get $500 for each kid that you have in your family.
Yeah, if you put those children on your tax filings as a dependent, you get $500 per child.
And then Shavoka saying college kids who work and parents claim them. If you claim them on your taxes, they will be considered under your vote, which means that they will get $500 or you will get $500 for each child that you claim on your taxes.
Yeah, absolutely. Terry asking how soon for paper checks. Good question, Terry. And I can tell you that mid-May. So these are going to be a little bit more delayed than the direct deposit folks because of the the logistics of sending out all those checks. But you will get them by May. So stay tight, hold tight, stay patient. Some of the folks who filed through the mail will get them later than the people who filed through direct deposits.
Rick is asking, how are they sending them out? Alphabetical or what? Question mark. So that's a really interesting question. I think it is at random. It's based off who has direct deposit on file through the IRS from file taxes. That is going to be first. That is information. And then, of course, the paper checks. If you have not filed your taxes and there's no direct deposit on file, you will be getting a paper check, and that's expected to come out by early May. So that is how they're doing it.
Kenda is asking, my daughter turned 18 on April 3rd. What's the cutoff for the dependent's age? If you've already filed them as a dependent on your taxes, the assumption here is that you would get the $500 per child. You'd have to go to irs.gov to clarify that point a little bit further. Let's see, Sabrina's given the irs.gov. Okay, great. Hey, Sabrina, thank you so much for dropping that link. This is a really helpful resource from Sabrina. That is a great resource for where you can go and get a lot of your questions answered. If I wasn't able to get, because we are running out of a little bit of time here, but if I wasn't able to get to your question, send them to me. If we could pop up my contact information right now so people could get that. So I want to make sure that I continue answering your questions even after we go off this Facebook Live, because I know a lot of you have a lot of different questions as these stimulus checks start to hit. So reach out to me via Facebook, reach out to me via email. You can send me a message on Twitter as well. I am working throughout the day today to get back to you and answer your stimulus questions. So we do have to wrap up here, right, Heidi? I believe, because we're running out of time, but we still have so many questions coming in. So if I didn't get to your question in this live feed, send it to me.
Or join us tomorrow morning on Still Up with 6. Hopefully we'll get to your comments. You guys have so many good questions about your specific cases, and we are going to do our best to answer each and every one. So Thank you so much for weighing in and for asking us the questions before you share any misinformation online. And we are always happy to help and answer those questions. You saw Chris's contact information. He will continue to verify some more claims, and we will try to get to your questions each and every morning here on Still Up with 6. We want to thank you guys for joining us. We will see you guys tomorrow morning, same time, same place, and of course on Texas Today, 4:30 to 7 a.m.